How's everybody doing? Hey, Velvet. Oh, it's over here sitting at the floor just looking at Mommy. I hope everybody's doing good today. And I can't get my chair turned around. Today I'm going to get straight to it after I say, how's your day going? Yes, I'm still having a little bit of coffee. It's really hot. Okay. I'm sorry, my little nose is apparently running also. Okay, what am I doing? Well, I am doing my promise tutorials of the little pocket-sized palettes. Yesterday we did Honest Face. Today we're going to do Lorac Pro 2. I chose 2 instead of 1. And also a different mascara day. And the one I chose today was the Rimmel Wonder Lash. And this is in waterproof. It's clump-free, volume and definition, and it's formulated with argan oil. And I had tried the argan oil one before, just because it's argan oil, and it's so good for your hairs on your head, your lashes, anywhere. And but because it wasn't waterproof, it did not work out for me. Well, now they got it in waterproof, and they got a clump-free brush, which means it's more like a comb brush than a spoolie brush. You know when I say spoolie what I mean, right? Is that a scientific term? It is to me. Okay, oh, how pretty. Pretty. Whenever you see something that's like in blue like this, odds are it is waterproof. Sometimes it's just packaging, like for color. Like I think the Katy Perry one, they had a blue one. Even though I did get a Katy Perry one. But it was because the mascara itself was blue. Okay, so good brush. Very good brush, you guys. Ooh, and just the way that came out of there, it seems to have really good... Does my voice sound weird? I slept hard, finally. Early this morning, I couldn't sleep all night, and then I finally slept this morning. Let's get to the product. Here it is. It's Buff, Rose, and Black. Now, that sounds like an all-natural look, and it kind of is, except for the black. And that's why the black, adding the black, will be so dramatic. And this is the 1530 Pocket 2 Lorac Pro. Okay, so I'm basically going to, this is a very basic makeup application when you're just to 3 colors. So basically what you're doing, if I say basically one more time, you have the right to turn the machine off. Please don't, because I probably will. Alright, so I'm taking a eye shading brush E55, which is what I like. Or you can take an angled, what's really good for highlighting actually, and crease color, is a medium angled shading brush, an E70, where it's angled just like a blush brush. That's actually what I used to use. I don't know why I switched over, but anyway. So I'm going to go right under the brow, and I'm not going to swish it around. I'm going to really be precise with applying this, and then I'm going to blend it out. And I'm going to go kind of all over, you guys. I'm going to go down here into the inner corner, especially right up against the nose bone where it's really blue. You know, just because it's thinner there so you can see the veins a little more. And I'm just kind of doing a light wash over my whole eyelid. I have already done a liner, and I will reinforce that liner because we're kind of going for a bold liner look today. Okay, and get the edge out real good. Again, my liner is already on. This is why you don't put liner onto the end, but here it's a dichotomy. Is it a dichotomy? What's it called? It's the only thing about it is if you put it on afterwards, you get powder all over the liner nib. If you put it on before, you cover up the liner unless you don't. That was an idea. Alright, so now I'm doing the same exact thing over here, right around the nose bone area, and then out over the lid, and just kind of washing everything with this color. Again, my original application was to put it down right under the brow. I'm glad I can think of words so easy. Alright, also this is all matte, this color. It's called Buff, okay? So I'm not sure I got the inner corner enough. It doesn't look white enough. It just wakes the eye up to have, remember, it brings light forward to put light colors in. Okay, so I'm going to use my Sigma Large Fluffy E50 which is a really wide application brush on this rose color. This is just a rose gold, you guys. It's more rose than it even is gold. And I'm really loading this. Now, can I tell you this has got a ton of fallout? So I'm going to really have to tap this off good. God, that's a lot of fallout. Alright, and I'm going the crease area between the lid and the brow. And that's all. Just to kind of wake it up. I'm leaving the lid buff colored. I'm going to try to just dab on top of here and use up some of this powder that we just delved into. Again, I'm going in between the brow. Wow, it's even got fallout on the lid. Look at that. It's really built up. Maybe I've overloaded the brush. So I'm going to knock the rest of it off and kind of try to dust that back off. Anyway, I'm getting a very natural kind of a look here, as you can see. The key is going to be using the black. So normally you guys know that I would use a short shader, but today I'm going to use a pencil brush, which is an E30, and is like a pencil. That's a lot of fallout, you guys. And I'm literally going to roll it in the color like that to make sure I get a good even application, and definitely tap this off. Normally I wouldn't do this way. Now I will use my I don't know, I could use the pencil brush. The only thing about the pencil brush is it's not precise. And I'm literally going to darken this area. Just a little bit under the lash line. And then right here. On the lash line, just the outer V. So you make a V this way and a V that way. You can lightly go in, but you don't really want the black color there. You just want the black color on the outer V. And this is a blending nightmare. Especially since, if you'll notice, a bit of that got up here. Let me see if I can get it down. Yep, good. Back and forth. Don't come but halfway in. It's very tempting. You can roll it a little bit just to get some of the color off, to come off. And again, and again, and again, just back and forth and back and forth. And what is this doing? This is just darkening up the outer part of your eye. See the difference? And that's it. That's the look. It's natural, except that when you put the black on, it's very dramatic. The rest of the colors are almost non-existent. It doesn't even look like you have makeup on. The only reason that you do is because the rose is very frosted. Okay, so again, very slowly so you don't drop powder and you don't overdo this area, because I don't want to overdo this. I'm just reinforcing. I didn't get that front part good on this side. I'm just reinforcing the liners that I've already got on. And then when you get over here, you can do once through to the crease just to have a faint black. But then the rest of this is really and truly just the outer V. And you can roll it a little like I showed you before. What rolling it does like that, and just kind of keeping the lid down on it when you roll, is it kind of pulls a little more of the color off. And you're trying to get it up there on that brow bone anyway. So that's where you're going with it. Now here's going to be the key on this, is did you get them even? That one's not coming up high enough. There. I think that's about where I want it. You don't want to overdo it with black. Black can be a really bad color if you overdo it. And I may go back in with buff and just do a little bit of blending right there where buff and rose come together. And also right there, I think I got a little too much right there. That's fine. You may, I'm going to do it just a little, reinforce very lightly the white, the buff on your lid, because you do get a little fallout there. Okay, that's the look you want. Now, you can over blend this. If you go back and blend this too much, by the way, I'm going to blend it a little. You're just going to blend away the colors that you just put down. And that's why some people blend as they go, and then they just keep re-adding. I don't, because that's just a waste of time, in my opinion. Unless you want a very precise look for a very special occasion. That is a lot of work. So now one thing I am going to take the time to do is reapply the liner. Because I still have my lines. And because this is a very dramatic liner look, I want to make sure you can see it. This is a little harder as you get older, guys, because your skin is not as taut, so it's really hard to get your line precise unless you... I'm filming, so I could use my other hand to kind of hold the skin taut, which isn't great for it either, as y'all know. But at least you can see the liner really good there now. Don't want to overdo it. But I don't want the liner not noticeable because I reinforced it with powder. The powder really was on the liner. The liner was kind of a tracer for that. There. That looks about right. And then I just want to make sure that this little corner back here is nice and black. I think it's about even, y'all. It's hard to get things even. You're not going to get them perfect. Alright. We're going to... Oh, this is Chanel. How did I get a Chanel one? Oh, I brought it from my purse just in case. But I am going to use my CoverGirl. I know you just saw me switch off CoverGirl for Chanel and you're like, what? What did she do? I really do like the CoverGirl one the best. And I'm seeing that we're